Hello folks, this is Kiran, product manager for 450 product line at Ather. Let's go through a couple of questions today. The first question, which new features are backward compatible? Fall safe, optimized charging, intercity trip planner, flashing alerts, and also sending your location directly from WhatsApp to scooter. These features will be available in time to our older generation folks. Why are few features not available for older generations? In general, features which involve critical vehicle components like battery, powertrain, brake lights, it is very difficult to give these features to our previous owners given no regulatory framework around OTA in India, which is why features such as region, cruise will not be backward compatible whenever they come in. But this is slightly different with the case of emergency stop signal, our ESS feature, where there is no regulation as such or framework existing for this feature in India. We actually adopted an European regulation which is generally used for luxury autobikes or cars, and we convinced Indian authorities to bring it to our all new series at Ather. But given that there is no regulatory framework for this feature with respect to backward compatibility, we will not be able to give it to our previous owners. So the third question, why did cruise control not make it to the new Ather series? To be honest, our vehicle today is fundamentally capable of doing the cruise which is available in the market today. But first thing, we didn't want to do a cruise like that because your scooter is meant to be used in city urban conditions most of the time. But cruise today is usable only in highway conditions. So we fundamentally redesigned cruise to ensure that you can use the feature in city urban commutes. But sadly, we were not able to bring this feature to the market given a fundamental reliability issue with brake switch hardware today in Indian two-wheelers. So we decided to not roll out this feature till we fundamentally fix the brake switch hardware in two-wheeler space in India.
Hi, I'm Vignesh and I head the product team for charging infrastructure at Ather. Okay. So you would have had some questions around charging infrastructure now that we have gone live with monetization. So I'll just answer a few of those. So the question that has come up is, in some cases, the charging speed varies from one charging session to another, right? So what are you all doing about this? Okay. So first I just want to talk about what all affects charging speed on the grid. So the Ather Grid was set up to actually have fast charging of your vehicle. So you charge it very quickly and you move on. But there are a lot of factors that affect the speed of charging that your vehicles charge at. So the most important thing is the SOC, your state of charge of the battery. So between 0 to 50%, that is the first half of charging of your battery, the speed is at 1.5 km per minute, right? That is the fastest that we claim. Then it slightly slows down to about 1 km per minute between 50 to 80%, and beyond that it's very slow. So that is one thing the most major thing that affects speed of charging, and which is why we also charge based on time, so that we actually want people to use it for a top-up in an emergency situation and then move very quickly, so that you are incentivized to charge between 0 to 50. Now there are other factors also that affect speed of charging, like how extreme the temperature is. Is it a very hot day and you're driven for a long time and you're coming, and all of that also affect the speed of charging. And also when we did the beta test, we found out that we also have some issues where the speed of charging between 60 to 80 is slower than expected. So we identified all of this in the last few days from the trials initially. And right now what we have decided is that we will charge only for fast charging of your vehicles, right? In case there is any issues due to which your charging speed becomes slower than expected, we will not charge for those minutes, and that will be reflected in the payment that you have to make.
Hi, myself Tamil from the industrial design team. I'm a design manager there. Let's look at the question today for FAQ. How does the new mudflap help with the mud splashes? Okay, for this, if I have to answer, when we found out these issues are happening frequently during the monsoon season especially, we did a field test replica of the exact same issue and then understood the splash pattern, how the mud or water is getting splashed, or what is the pattern from the tire to the rear fender. So these gave us some data points. Using that, we went back to the drawing board. Basically, the requirement was to actually increase the coverage of the tire, either by widening the rear fender or increasing the length of the rear fender. In this case, actually, we had to do both. So at the same time, we had to keep the vehicle design proportion also in mind, because this sudden increasing in length should not impact the overall design of the vehicle. So we came to a balanced position where, you know, like it solves for both vehicle design as well as for the functionality. So once that is done, we did a lot of prototypes. We again took those prototypes to the field, tested it again. We found out there is a lot of improvement from the previous rear fender design to this one. So it definitely solved for the mud splash. So yeah, after that we took the same proto, the final proto to production, and then of course gave it to the customers. So hence this has been solved like this.